Hey everyone, welcome to another Buy It Now auction. What is a Buy It Now auction? Well, a Buy It Now auction is where I put up 5 items for bid. With each item, I'll tell you a little bit about the item. I'll tell you what it's worth. I'll show you front and back center. I'll tell you whatever story I can about the note, and then I'm going to put it up for bid. I'll list a starting bid on the item. I'll list a starting bid and the bid increments. In order to bid on the note, all you have to do is leave a comment with the number of the note you want to bid on and with your bid. You are allowed to bid for 1 week. This drops on Tuesday morning, and the final bid will close Monday night at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now, if you don't want to bid, I'm also going to put out a Buy It Now price. The reason I do that is because I tend to get notes at a really good price, and essentially what I am doing is I'm capping the bidding. So I know that whoever buys it isn't necessarily the person with the deepest pockets, but I know that I still sold a note to somebody for an excellent price. That's the bottom line for me. I'm not worried about making a ton of money off of this stuff. I just want to make sure that you guys can still get stuff at decent prices. So whenever I can find stuff that way, this is my way of passing along the savings. I'm well aware that generally what happens is I put out a Buy It Now price, and that's usually the price it sells for, sometimes almost immediately, and that's fine. If a note doesn't sell for the Buy It Now price, I always think of it as, well, people have a week to still put in that discounted price, the auction price. But since I only have 5 items every month, things tend to go because, well, let's face it, they're priced accordingly. All right, so if you want to buy a note, how do you pay for it? Well, to pay for it, let's see, here's my handy dandy little thingy. I take PayPal and Zelle, and you can go through stupluback@msn.com for that. I do have Cash App, $stupluback for that. And if you want to pay by check or money order, there's my name, and it's P.O. Box 171, Russell, Illinois, 60075. Now, I do not have any of the dollar specials on eBay this month because, well, we just made it through Christmas. So we're going to keep it easy on you guys. There aren't a whole lot of high-priced items in here, so everything's pretty affordable, and we'll get back at it in February. So let's take a look at what we got this month. Before we do that, I also want to say that this is open to U.S. and Canada residents, and I will handle the shipping. So the price you bid is the price you pay. I will cover the rest of it. All right, I think that's everything. All right, let's get started. Item number 1. This is a twofer. I have a 25-cent fractional, and I have a 50-cent fractional. Now, yes, these are in rough condition, but if you know, you know, and if you don't know, let me help you out. Both of these are greenbacks. This one is pretty rough with the tape on it like that, and this one, it's got a little bit of marking on the back. So yeah, these are in rough condition. I understand that. But let's discuss what they actually are. The 50 cent is known as the spinner note. Now you can see the signatures on the bottom, this ornate signature here on both of these. That is Spinner's signature. That he was always known for his ornate signature. He was the Secretary of the Treasury at the time, and this is the third series. This is the 4th series, and they were running out of ideas on who to put on there. So Spinner said, I'm just going to put myself on there. So Spinner put himself on the fractional currency, and he was the Secretary of the Treasury. The treasurer was a man by the name of Fessenden, and Fessenden said, well, if you're going on the 50, put me on the 25 cent. So these two people were both alive at the time that these notes were circulating. They told the person at the BEP, his name was Clark, that they wanted themselves on the 50 cent and the 25 cent, and they told Clark to put Clark on the 5 cent, except the Clark that these guys were referring to was Lewis and Clark, as in Meriwether Lewis and William Clark, the explorers. But since they told a Mr. Clark at the BEP that Spinner was going to be on one, Fessenden was going to be on one, and Clark was going to be on one, well, the Clark at the BEP put himself on that note. So in this series, you had 3 people who were still alive who put themselves on the fractional currencies. Now, I don't have the Clark 50 center here because most people don't know who he was, but to have the Spinner note and the Fessenden note together, yeah, they're in rough shape, but you know something? Even in VG8, the Spinner note's $65, and the Fessenden note is still $35 in a VG8. And I'm not sure that these qualify as VG8. This one might. This one might be a little rougher. But I'm not going to ask that. What is that, 65 and 35? That's $100 is what these would be worth in VG8. $100 combined. We're not going that high. For the pair, you can have the pair. We're going to start the bid at $25. And we'll do $1 increments. And if you just want to buy it now, $40 and you get the pair. So, yeah, they aren't in the greatest of shape, but like I said, in a VG8, they're $100 combined in an 8. So $25 on the bid, $1 increments, $40 on the buy it now. That is item number 1. Item number 2. This one's in pretty good shape. This is a 1928B $20 Federal Reserve note. The color on this one is really good. I think there's like a little bit of handling right here. You can see right in this, it almost looks like a circle, you know, like somebody put a small coin on there and pushed it or something. That's kind of the, you can see part of the top here, part of that there. Let me look at the back, see if anything sticks out there. No, I don't see anything there. Let me go over this one real good for you guys, because this one is in nice shape. So I'm trying to be very particular about the marks. I'm not going to call this an AU. I'm not even going to call it, I'd say if you were to grade this one, I would safely call it a 40, 45, maybe a 50. But it does have this just right here and here, this little bit of handling. The rest of the note is beautiful, okay? It does have a dark green ink. Really, really cool note. 1928B $20 Federal Reserve note. That's the front. We're going to look at the back here one more time. Once again, overall, really nice note. And check the back. I mean, you can see the numbers through it. That's how well the impression was of the serial numbers. And for those numbers to still be popping through the page like that, you can even see a little bit here how they're actually starting to come through. So yeah, this is a quality note. this is really a really quality note. Now the 1928B was interesting because they have the letter for the Federal Reserve instead of the number at this point. But since it's still the 1928 series, you can see the obligation says redeemable in gold. So a lot of people like calling these gold certificates. They are not gold certificates. These are Federal Reserve notes. And all notes in 1928 were redeemable in gold. That's why they put that on there. Starting with the 1934 series, they said redeemable in lawful money because it was no longer lawful to redeem them in gold. Anyway, this one is, let me check my cheat sheet. What do I got here? 1928B, Federal Reserve note. This one is, what is that? FR 2052. This is like $45 to $95. If I think, where do I have for the grade here? In a 20, it's $45. In a 60, it's $90. I'm not saying that this is a 60, but I am saying it is a very nice note. All right, so what are we doing on this one? On this note, we're going to start the bidding off at $60. That's reasonable. And if you want to buy it now, well, $60, we'll do $1 increments. And if you want to buy it now, you can buy it now for $75, $75, and it's yours. That is item number 2, the 1928B $20 Federal Reserve note. Number 3, I got a large size note for you guys. This one's probably about an 8. It is a 1914. Well, technically series of 1918. The year on here says 1914, but it is the series 1918. This is a $1 Federal Reserve banknote. This particular one is known as the Flying Eagle. You can see that there. It does have a little bit of staining over here. The note does have a little bit of dirt to it. It's not that dark. I mean, this 20 is crisp, okay? And this one is a little darker, but not bad, not ridiculous at all by any stretch of the imagination. Does have a little bit of fraying across the edges here. You can see the edge is frayed. You can see the dirt. So yeah, maybe an 8. I figure it to be about an 8. Now, this is, like I said, a Federal Reserve banknote. Not a Federal Reserve note, but a Federal Reserve banknote. This particular one happens to be from Boston. And the Boston is A, as far as the Federal Reserve districts go, so it has A1 all across it. And once again, checking out the back. Not trying to hide anything, making sure you guys can pause this and check it out as much as you like. The Federal Reserve note, let's see. I have new glasses coming, so I'll be able to read much better later on. In a VG8 is $90, and once you get a 20, this is about $135. I'm calling this one an 8 without a problem. Let's see. If you would like to bid, bidding on this is going to start off at $60. We'll do $1 increments on this one, and if you want to buy it outright, the buy it now price is going to be $80. So $60 on the bid, $1 on the increments, or buy it now for $80. That is item number 3. Number 4. I have a really nice 1934C $5 silver certificate. And this one, like I said, this one's pretty good. This one is real good. You're not going to find too many faults with this one. I'm trying to see anything that there is here. Let's look at the back. Once again, I'll do the top half, and then I'll go across the bottom. Once again, you can see the embossing of the numbers there. That's not just because there's light, but you can see the shadow from the embossment of those numbers. So this one is maybe a touch of handling there. So this one's pretty good. I always like showing the backs because the backs tend to show things a lot easier. The fronts always seem to be very distracting when you're looking for stuff like that. So take a look at the front. Pretty good shape on this one. Once again, 1934C $5 silver certificate. That bright blue seal is just so cool. But wait, there is more. I like that blue digit right there. Because not only are you getting this, you are also getting this. A 1934C $5 silver certificate, a star note. This one isn't quite as nice. It does have, it looks like it's got a crease here. But this is still a very nice note. Like I said, not quite as nice as the first one. Shows a little bit of handling here, a little bit of dirt. But overall, pretty good. Definitely a crease here. Looks like another crease right here. Let's look at the back. Maybe that'll make things stand out a little better. Taking a peek. This one, like I said, is the star. Yeah, there's the fold there. It looks like a fold here. So that's what I got on the bottom. All right. So you're getting both of these. You're getting the 1934C $5 and the 1934C star. Both of these notes is what you're going to be getting. Let me take a peek at what I've got written down in the notes. These two notes together, the regular 5 is $15 to $25, and the star note is $55 to $75, somewhere in that range. And we are going to say, for the pair, the star and the regular, yeah, these are in good shape. If you don't have one, or even if you do, these are pretty good. And having the star to go with the regular is quite nice. We're going to start the bidding on this at $70, and we'll do $1 increments. And if you want to buy it now, you can buy it now for $95. $95 gets you the pair, the regular and the star. Um, that covers your needs for the 1934 C $5 set. You've got them right there. So once again, $70 on the bid, $1 on the increments. And if you want to buy it now, 95 bucks. That is item number 4. And finally, number 5 this week. This is pretty cool. This is a 1985 $10 Federal Reserve note. And it's not perfect. It's probably, I'm going to call it probably a 25, maybe a 30. But you're going to see this major problem here. It has a gutter fold. It is a true gutter fold error. What happens with this note, here, let me show you the back. The back of the note got printed just fine, no problems at all, because the back is printed first. Then after they print the back, they flip the page to print the front. And what happened is when they flipped the page, they didn't smooth it out, and there was this little fold, which means these two sections of the paper were squeezed together. Then the note was printed on top of that, and then the note was flattened, and you can peel apart that actual channel, that gutter. Now this one, if I remember right along that gutter fold, I think there's a slight tear right here. But it's not just a gutter fold, because if you look right next to it, there is a second fold. Having a note with a gutter fold is cool. Those are like 75 to 150 bucks. But when you have two folds on a note, well, that raises the price a little bit. I don't normally bring out a book, but I will show you on this one. Let's see if I can get this in here. Right there. There's a $10. You can see it says gutter interior fold single, and there's the gutter fold there. And in an EF condition, that's $75. To gem is $150. But then if you go down to the next one, gutter interior folds multiple, okay? And you can see this one's got one here, and this one's got one here. Those are the multiple folds. And you can see the price starts at $150, goes to $350. So having multiple folds in a single note raises the price substantially. And this one, like I said, most certainly does have, there's the one, and there is the other one right next to it. And once again, I'm going to show you the back as well. Here's this fold, and this one's obvious, but this one, you got to look a little closer. And if I flip that over, you can see the folds in the paper, but it doesn't disrupt the printing. That's how you know this is a genuine error, because the back's still printed correctly while the front isn't. So what are we going to do with this gutter fold? Well, you just saw in the book anywhere from 150 to 350 with multiple folds in a note, but I'm not charging that much for it. If you are interested in this, we're going to start the bidding off at 85 bucks. We're going to go $1 increments, and if you just want to buy it outright, including shipping, don't forget all these include shipping. If you want to buy it now, $110. So 85 on the bid, $1 on the increments, $110 on the buy it now. And those are the 5 that I've picked out for this week. So have at it, have fun. Check back often if you do put in a bid, because I do not notify people if they were outbid or not. You have to keep checking. Odds are a lot of them are going to go for the buy it now price, and probably right away. So I encourage you to do the buy it now option. But if there's any left at the end of the week, feel free to put in some bids. All right, good luck to you guys. Thank you very much for watching. And I got a lot more cool stuff coming. I just made some more purchases off of eBay. So when that stuff comes in, we will be all set for February. All right, guys, thank you and good luck. See you next week.